Live from the Eastern Elementary Newsroom, this is your 2015 Jogathon Update with Mrs. Duckmers. Good morning, kids. It's Mrs. Duckmers here. Last week, I was able to come to school to talk to our top-notch fifth graders about the upcoming 2015 Eastern Jogathon. I wanted to know more about it. The first obvious question was, why do we even do the Jogathon? Here's what I found out.
All right, I've got some fifth graders here. I want you guys to tell me, why do we do the Jogathon?
Cam? To get a new hockey stick. To get a new football. So we have more time to eat gummy bears. To get out of class.
Why do you guys think we do the Jogathon?
To raise money. To raise money for piglets in need.
Guys, can somebody please tell me why we do the Jogathon? Aiden?
I do it for the popsicle sheet. I do it so the teachers can get a break.
Good stuff. Interesting ideas about why we do the Jogathon at Eastern. But I wanted to know more. So I asked the kids, what do you do at the actual Jogathon? Here's what they told me.
Caitlin, what do we do at the actual Jogathon?
We ride bikes. We sit down and don't move at all.
Guys, what do we do on the actual day of Jogathon? Can you at least tell me what we do at the Jogathon?
I think we should sleep and climb on trees while we're sleeping.
Two stellar answers from Will Unger. However, this just wasn't adding up. I knew we did the Jogathon to raise money, but I had no idea it was for piglets in need or for a new hockey stick for Cam. And to find out there was no jogging in the Jogathon, I mean, I love doing the whip and nay-nay as much as anybody. But it's called the Jogathon, and not one student talked about jogging. I had to know more. I decided to continue my investigation and ask the kids who they could ask to sponsor them for the Jogathon. Where was this money coming from? Here's what they told me.
Joe, how do you as a student actually go about raising money for the Jogathon?
We ask the president for money.
The president of the United States?
Yeah.
Daniel, who is somebody that you could ask to sponsor you for the Jogathon?
Mrs. Wiskevich.
All right, Ethan, who can you ask to sponsor you for the Jogathon?
My dog.
Your dog?
Yes.
Bella, who can you ask to sponsor? Who are some of the people you could ask to sponsor you for the Jogathon?
I could ask my fish, but he's dead.
And my confusion grew as I talked to even more students.
So Jonathan, what kind of prizes can kids win from doing the Jogathon?
We can win homework.
Guys, what is the best part of Jogathon?
Mine is doing my hair, swimming the laps.
Wait a minute. I thought I knew everything there was to know about the Jogathon. Now I'm finding out we're buying hockey sticks for kids, and we're giving money to piglets, and kids are sleeping in trees during the Jogathon, and we're calling dead fish for sponsors. Was I being taken by a group of fifth graders? I had to find out. I had to know more. So I went and talked to some of the teachers. Here's what I found out. According to your awesome principal, Mrs. Ruskowski, we do the Jogathon for other reasons. We do it to raise money for field trips, for cool technology, for reading enrichment, and for other all-school activities. According to Mrs. Nelson and Mrs. Colley, part of what we raise goes back to the classrooms. For every $250 your class raises, your class gets $20 back. And according to Mrs. Lutz, if your class raises $2,500 or more, your class gets a $200 bonus. That's nothing to sneeze at, friends. Mrs. Smith and Mrs. Mattarella reminded me that the Jogathon also helps support our community. Every year, a portion of what we raise for the Jogathon goes to a local community partner. Wow, this is getting exciting. Okay, so how does all of this stuff work? Miss Israel and Mrs. LeBerry showed me the envelope and information packets that are going home with you today in your backpacks. In your envelope, you're each going to get a student information packet and a daily pledge contest packet. Make sure you go over these with your mom and dad. It's got all the information that you'll need to know. Mrs. R and Miss Fapp told me that between now and the day of the Jogathon, students can go out and ask for pledges and donations from family, friends, neighbors, or whoever you feel comfortable asking. Every pledge you get needs to be written down on your master pledge sheet, which is attached to your envelope. You can also put your pledges on your daily pledge sheets. These get turned in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to your teacher. And the team who gets the most daily pledges for that day wins a team prize, and their teacher gets to wear this lovely Jogathon cape. Oh, and you get to host our Jogathon mascot and get footprints from the display case to your classroom. Okay, needed to still find out, what do we do at the actual Jogathon? Because I know it wasn't sleeping, climbing trees, or doing the whip and nay-nay. Here's what I found out. Mrs. Merrick and Miss Stremlow told me that when it's your time to run on Jogathon Day, you head out to the track, you do 10 minutes of warm-ups, and then you run on the track for 20 minutes. When your team is done running, you get to go walk a few cool-down laps, and yes, you do get popsicles after you run. So what do you do when the Jogathon is over? Mrs. Feaster and Mrs. Welch filled me in. You have until October 19th to collect all of your Jogathon donations and bring them to school in your Jogathon envelope with your master pledge sheet. And according to every teacher I talked to, at the end of October, we'll host our special Jogathon award ceremony where we'll give away team prizes, raffle prizes, classroom checks, and more. So there you have it, the real scoop. Eastern Elementary Jogathon, Friday, October 9th. Don't miss it. This is Mrs. Duttmers, reporting live.